All right, today let's start our this morning MAO right now. Let me share my screen. Okay. All right, it should be up soon on your side. There we go. Okay, today is 16th of February 2021, Tuesday. All right, today the caption for this morning: the boys are super duper bullish. Okay, super duper. Now, super duper means that, right, extravagant, very massive. All right, so indeed it's all right. Based on what I find from the online portals, mainstream media, basically it's all right. The boys are very, very, very bullish. Okay, so the point is this: why is that so? Because the show has to go on. All right. So what does it mean then? Okay, let's take a look what happened. Okay. Oops. Okay, I need to do this for a minute. Sorry. If I want to bring up it. Okay, there we go. Right, first of all, before this morning, disclaimer as usual, you don't need to key anything. You just have to, give me a wave, all right, and just tell me that you are ready for today's this morning MAO. All right, remember this: whatever I share today is based on my personal opinion. Right, if you need to have, you need to do some work on this, do some due diligence before you execute your orders. Okay, all right. So I do understand this. Okay, let's continue. All right, so today's caption, all right, I like this cartoon, all right, I really like this cartoon, all right. Apparently, this is the clown, okay. He's balancing himself on a tightrope, and obviously, right beneath him was all the sharks and stuff like that, all the danger. And unfortunately, probably because of the cartoon, right, he fell and of course hurt himself. But because even though he hurt himself and lost all his limbs, he very dark. It's a dark cartoon for the morning, but it's still the same. Trying to express my point. Right, the show has to go on or must go on. So you can see that, right, you're still doing it itself, right, just to make sure the circus continue. So if you can understand where I'm coming from itself, right, I believe that this is ongoing circus. And the masters, okay, are the central banks and basically the bigger boys. Even though you may have to lose limbs, but end of the day, right, you still must go on with the show. So that is the reason why I brought in this cartoon. All right, of course it's a bit dark for the morning, but it really explicitly informs you certain stuff. Okay, so I hope you get an idea. Let's continue. Today's MAO got a lot of cartoons. Okay, a lot of cartoons, and some of them probably have seen it when you're young. Yes, when you're young. All right, so first of all, crude oil has become the highlight now. Now, when it was $40, no one talks about it. When it was $50, no one talks about it. And today, it has hit $60. Everyone online is talking about this. Isn't that very beautiful? Whenever people start to talk about certain things, right, I always get very skeptical. Because why? Prior to that, no one talked about the movement of crude. Let me just bring it to you now, crude at this moment. Just let me bring crude to you now. Okay, here we go. You can see over here right now. You can see that. Now, basically, crude, you can see that it basically when it was about here, about when it was trading about $40, that was whereby I called for a buy. I said that crude oil could be going higher. Now, of course, I didn't expect to go $60 so fast, though I did expect to go to $60, but not so fast. I'll be honest with you. And of course, when it came down and it touched the moving average here about $46, I remember telling you guys that crude oil will be a buy if you can hang above 46. And after that, a few months later, it went to 47 and hang around there. And after that, very beautifully, it began to move higher and higher and higher. And again, when it hit about $51 or so area, all right, you can see over there. Okay, then what happened again? It basically bounces off at the MA 30 and continue its rally until now. So now the market is very clear. They have bought quite a fair bit, in my opinion. The boys have bought quite a fair bit over here. But now they're telling you that, right, okay, crude oil will be a buy soon and stuff like that. All this sort of bullshit in a way. So anyway, just to let you know, in news-wise itself, it's a freezing weather that wrecks a portion of the US crude oil. And of course, there are demands on it. And they are saying that because of the coronavirus pandemic is no longer there, so it gutted the demand for petroleum products across the world, hence therefore send the price higher. I mean, this is really a good sign, if you put it this way. If you tell me that the world has the demand for crude, I buy that, because nowadays, again, you can see economies are opening up. This one, I cannot deny this. But the problem is that the earnings on the companies are not there. So the other reason, in my opinion, is inflation or the US dollar. So definitely there is always a repercussion effect whenever you do certain thing. So I will just stick with my ground and I say that, right, I believe that crude oil will go higher still. My personal view is that crude oil, okay, the next target level will be $62 to $63 level. But once you reach there, right, there should be a profit taking soon. All right, that is my personal target. But of course, again, if you cannot hold above $60 with all this media covering right now, then traders, you can put a SWL or trailing stop just to protect yourself in case, you know, the peak is there, because now the media are covering the story. I repeat myself again, whenever the media covers stories, I'm always, you know, not very, I'll feel very cautious to the wind, okay? Now, Nikkei, wow, Nikkei has crossed the 30,000 mark for the first time in 3 decades. All right, now, are we going Japan yet? I mean, some of the guys asking me, Kel, when are we going Japan? Your system work with the Nikkei, right? So you should be working very good, right? So let me just show it to you Nikkei right now. Today, we are going to cross each other. Okay, let me just show it to you Nikkei. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, this is the Nikkei right now. You can see that this is the beautiful chart of Nikkei. Now, Nikkei basically, you can see over here, when it was November last year, Nikkei basically created a CCRY, and after that, Nikkei all the way stretched itself all the way to today, 30,300 right now. All right, periodically there was a few CCRY, but you can see that right, when the market is uptrend and the KSI is green in color, you just have to focus on the buy, and of course, you will be rewarded. And of course, why is it happening? Because obviously there's so much money pumped into the system, right? BOJ has pumped in a lot of money, all right? A lot of money. So like BOC, BOE, everyone is pumping money into the system. So obviously when there's nowhere to go, they'll go into the stock market, all right? So that is what is happening right now. If you look at it from the long-term chart, right, you can see that this is really the Nikkei at the all-time high. Right, of course, we don't have so far away data, 3 decades, but you can see that even though the pandemic happened back in 2019, the Nikkei is really, you know, almost one-fold from where it came down. So of course, someone asked me this question, how come our STI is still not there yet? That one, obviously, you know, right? This is very clearly when the government pump in money, the stock market will go one single direction. So obviously, Singapore government don't really do that. They don't believe in this type of exercise. So therefore, right, STI is still up, but it's not as near to where we are for like Hang Seng or even Nikkei. All right. So of course, they released data saying that Japan economy is growing at 12.7%. Wow, that's a lot, right? But because you see, what they are doing is that they do an annual basis. So 1 year ago and 1 year later today, obviously the market has recovered quite a fair bit. So this is how they create a result. I mean, 1 year ago, the market is at a lower end because of the pandemic. 1 year later, the market is better. Obviously, it's a growth, right, based on that numbers. But of course, you know, whatever it is, end of the day, the bullishness is there, okay? And of course, like Kospi also went up. Kospi is a Korean index, also went up yesterday. Sorry, Australia was there open, sorry, my bad. All right, it was Taiwan that was closed, sorry. And Australia was also up, okay? Basically, it's all right, anything and everything except the 3 markets like China, Hong Kong, Taiwan that were closed yesterday, the rest are up. So later on, when they open, right, it's coming up soon, it'll be Hong Kong first, then Taiwan, or Taiwan first. Taiwan first, then Hong Kong, then China. All right, these 3 markets, when you open, right, we expect buoyancy, I mean, more upside to come, all right, based on what I'm seeing right now, okay? So do watch out for that, traders. Okay, now the European market, interesting. Okay, this is a very interesting caption. Okay, the Euro market closed higher. Okay, fine, but the UK economy falls to record 9.9 slump in 2020. I mean, why is that so? I thought that, you know, it's okay, right? So you see the stock market is higher, ending positive territory, but the UK economy slumped 9.9%, posting its biggest annual fall in output since modern records began. So of course, from last year to this year itself, right, the UK economy was hit because of the pandemic. But incredibly, it's all right, US has no problem. So think about this, UK is probably the 3rd or 4th hardest hit country, but yet it is showing them they are down by 9.9, but US is showing that they're okay. So a lot of things, you know, ongoing in the market, but crazy enough itself, right, the stock market is up. Okay, that is more important. So isn't it interesting? Yeah, indeed. That's why I really find it fascinating. So that's why, guys, stay bullish is the main topic for today. Okay, at least from now. But interestingly, Jim Cramer. Now, if you don't know who is Jim Cramer is a so-called market analyst that is on CNBC. Now, honestly, this guy is always loved and hated by people, right? Put it this way, because we have also seen before that when you call for buy, the market really rally and stocks goes up. All right, there are times where he called for buying and the share come down, so people thought that he's a manipulator. But regardless, it's all right. He's probably one of the longest, long-lasting financial channel on CNBC for a long time. And I tell you this, when you look at him in his own show, he's so at ease. He really rattled with no problem. But when he became the main anchor, right, for financial channel, I find it very hard to watch it because he was startled and he was not able to deliver, and he can't even have any chemistry with his co-host herself. Oh, I don't know, but this is him. But anyway, this is from him on 10th of February. Now today is 16th February, that's about 5 days ago. So pay attention with a pinch of salt, because he was saying that, right, the market is at highway now, at a danger zone. And he's not saying that the market is a sell right now. He's just informing you that, okay, just do some exercise, some discipline, and sell something, because no one ever got hurt taking a profit. Now, I really agree what he just said here. I mean, sorry, what he said 5 days ago, right? He felt that the market now, the fundamentals are totally disconnected. And he thinks that, right, it's time to take profit. So 10th of February was around here. The Dow Jones went up regardless. There was some little pullback initially, but then again, the Dow is back up where he called for. So again, it seems that the market doesn't really care what is going on, all right? So that is from Jim Cramer. So of course, you may say, Kel, maybe he's calling for sell when people buy. Yeah, it's possible, guys. It's really possible. It's always possible. So I will leave it there. But later on, I have more about Jim Cramer. Very interesting today. I actually spent time reading what he says, okay? All right. So of course, yesterday was a US public holiday. So basically, there's nothing I can show you about from the Dow. But in case you don't know what is the US President holiday, all right, it's the President Day, officially known as a Washington birthday in the United States. Now, it is always the third Monday in February. So it's not exactly a date, but it's actually a day. All right, it's to honor, it's to recognize and honor George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so it is also being used for for celebration and birthday for all U.S. presidents. So yesterday was a day for a holiday. All right, it's a federal holiday. That's why the Dow was closed yesterday. Now, of course, but the Dow was closed, the futures was continue moving because the FTSE, the DAX was all available yesterday. So apparently it's right again, all-time high was traded again on the future side, and now market is looking at 32,000. Hey, didn't I say 32,000 weeks ago? Indeed, now market is at the top of 32,000. So again, my point is this: now people are looking at 32,000. Earlier itself, no one talks about it. Now people are talking about it. So as usual itself, right? This is where by now the Wall Street has turned very, very positive, full of buyers. I cannot find any sellers now. Anyone and everyone is calling for buy. Okay, you heard me. I think today I repeated myself 10 times on the buy already. So just to watch out for the Dow Jones yesterday, you can take a look right now. You can see the opening price apparently is here, and of course because there's no pivot, right? So the OP will lead the way. So as long as the market stays above OP, it will be buy. So it's as simple as that. But because the KSI is red in color, so naturally it's all right. When the market hit KTR +1 to +3, you can consider to book some profit. So the strategy is very simple. Once you see the market, okay, basically with pivot or your pivot, right, trades above OP, you can concentrate on buying. But if the KSI is going with you, KSI is green, then you can go for more. But if the market basically KSI is red in color when you're on a buying mode, then you must look for profit taking. So vice versa when it comes to sell. All right. So at least you got the idea now. Okay. So let's look at what happened yesterday, shall we? So yesterday you can see very interestingly, if you follow through what I just said earlier, it's all right. The market stays above OP, so the market went up. And incredibly, once it hit KTR +1, the market just stopped there. So exactly what I forecast earlier on the day chart, it really followed through. Okay, so the market has been swiveling around the OP for quite a, at the KTR +1 for quite a while. It was again in the last 2 hours, we saw the market push up again as usual. The boys just came in and push up the market and close it near the high level. So it's very, very manipulated. Obviously, there's no cash market, obviously, right? So some people say that it's because of the FTSE closing at a high and DAX at a high, and that's the reason why. I mean, okay, I buy you on that, but we all know that it's all, you buy me, I buy you mentality here. Okay, so anyway, Based on rules, we were right. Based on rules, the market really stopped at KTR +1. But of course, if you have the KS, you have the you look at the KSI, everything was green back then. Okay. All right, so now it's time to do some little exercise game. Now, what do you see from this picture? Now, I'll give you 1 minute to key your answer in, and then we will talk about this shortly, right? Give you 1 minute time to key what do you see from this picture while I go for a quick water break, all right? I'll see you guys, okay? Let me know your answer while I take my water break because I want you to take some time to watch this. The words itself on the bubble is a little bit blur. I can't even really see what it's trying to say, but just ignore it. Just tell me what you see from this picture then. Okay, I get to see some answers right now. Sun, Ray, Bubble, Michael, Chasing After the Bull Bubble, Blowing Bubble, Bubble, Dreamland by Colin and Jerry. Brian, saw the F word. Is there an F word somewhere? That's a P word, P-U-C-K. Okay, all right, maybe not clear enough. Okay, I apologize on that. It's P-U-C-K. Okay, all right, again, there we going for the Bubble by Yu Ming. All right, cool. All right, so let me just share my own personal thoughts, all right, while waiting for the rest of you to come in. Okay. Now, obviously, it's right. This is obviously the bubble, and this is a bull. You can recognize from the horn, this is the bull. Change color first. Okay, so from the horns here, we know this is a bull, if you cannot really understand this. Yes, it's trying to tell you that oh, nice one, Peter. Herd mentality. Indeed, right? There's many things here. So let me explain to you. First of all, it's bull. So bull is blowing the bubble, and people in the herd is buying bubble. All right, and you can see that, right? Whether you're a farmer, whether you are a nun, whether you are a businessman, are you from the white collar industry, whether you are the fair lady, or in short itself, anyone and everyone, they're all buying into this big bubble. Okay, that is what they're trying to say. Now, and the other thing is that there could be many bubbles created for everybody. You can see that they can create many bubbles for everybody, meaning that now, right, we have saw the GME bubble, we have saw the ACE bubble, right. Okay, AEC, sorry. Okay, then we also saw the AMC, sorry. We're talking about this marijuana bubble. You know, all these bubbles are basically coming in different sizes, okay? Different sizes. Then of course, if the bubble continue to float, then obviously the thing will go bigger. But if you get pricked, then of course it will burst. And of course, you can see over this side here itself is actually telling you that the unlimited bubbles available to continue this thing here. So my point of this picture is just telling you guys is that, right, an SPAC bubble, yes, correct, Colin. So indeed itself, right, as long as the Wall Street is blowing and blowing and blowing, people will just chase it. Now, whether or not they know what is going on, but they will chase it and they'll use any form of money, right, they have on hand to go with it. So this is my point here itself, and this is ongoing. Now, I'm not saying that the bull is no longer there. The bull is still there, my friends. Please do not change my words, okay? I'm saying and repeating like a broken recorder for weeks already. I'm still telling you that the bull is still there. Now, yesterday, I have a very long conversation with a friend of mine, and for about nearly 30 minutes online, okay? And later on during the Super Tuesday session, I'll come more to it, and it's something to do with this bubble thingy itself, okay? He's a trader for about 10 years and have been also pretty good, okay? Pretty good, okay? Not as making much money, not making as much money as M Trader, but he definitely has made some good money over the years. So later on Super Tuesday, I will talk about this conversation that I had with him, all right? Okay, good one. Okay, let's continue. So from Morgan Stanley, okay, this guy, I'm not too sure who is he, but anyway, this on Twitter, right? Morgan Stanley, all right, project US GDP to grow by 6.5% year on year in 2021, 5% in year 2022, meaning US GDP will rise above pre-COVID-19 path after third quarter 2021 and will be higher in 2022 than expected in the absence of pandemic. Wow, serious. So you can see that, right? They are looking at the type of projection. Now, the blue one is what really happened. Now, the faint brown one is the expectation now from the market. So apparently, so you can see now I quoted their name is really there, Morgan Stanley. So it seemed to be, right, everything is going according to what the boys are saying. And we are not even there yet. Now, of course, there is this conversation with, I'm going to pluck it out somewhere there. There are some people telling me that, Kel, look, now everybody is still not going back to job. Job laboring is still at minus 15% of economy and stuff like that. So if one day if the pandemic is over, then naturally it's all right. If everybody go back to work and the economy restart ongoing, isn't it the stock market go to 50,000? I said that, yes, I agree. I totally agree with this statement. But the problem is, the 31,000 today now itself is not equivalent to what is happening in an economy. So if you're talking about being real to the world, then of course the economy now should be, the Dow Jones should be about 25, 26,000. You understand my point? So hence, therefore, right, when we go back into full capacity, we should be back to the same level, or 31, 32, or 35. Not that now we are not even there yet, we are already 31,000, meaning you're buying it ahead of time. And stock market itself is always buying ahead of time. So of course, this is going to be a bit of argument between the bull and the bear, but I'm just being released here. So anyway, the Morgan Stanley people are calling for it, and it seems to be their forecast is going in line with what is happening right now. So guys, if you buy into this story, then that is your take, all right? So of course, as usual, it's all right, I purposely go and bring in all the Wall Street guys for you. So you see, guys, I really wake up very early in the morning and find you the best of the best data. And I always find for the mainstream media, only those funny, interesting sharing, right? Then, of course, I will inform you that they came from don't know what source, then you have to do your due diligence. Okay, so anyway, this is the point right here. You can see very, very clearly that the most of the strategies, okay, are looking at 4,000 to 4,002 on average. Can you see that? Now, JP Morgan Chase is looking at 4,400. Goldman Sachs is looking at 4,300. Okay, so that means that, you know, this guy itself, David Costin, is quite famous, correct, in Goldman Sachs. So you can see that they are looking at very high level. Even this guy itself, John, is looking at 4,300. So as of yesterday, or sorry, as of Friday's closing, the Dow Jones is at 39.34. So based on what you're seeing right now, we are still very far away. We are very far away from it. Okay. So the mathematics is simple, guys. You just take this 1 point of S&P 500 is about 8.5 point of the Dow Jones. So anyone can help me now on the side? If you use 4,400 multiply by 8.5, what number do you get? Right, I repeat myself. If you use 4,400 times by 8.5, what number do you get? So can you guess? Do me a favor, guys. Can you tell me what number will that be? Okay. Right, waiting for you guys, because now I got my calculator is not with me. I should get myself ready, but again, I have my laptop, I have my screen, I have my handphone, making sure that the thing's ongoing. Anyone can tell me the number? 4,400. Okay, thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. Thank you, Carl. Okay, thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, Eileen also thank you. Jennifer, you're wrong. Missed out by 1-0. Okay. Thank you, guys, for all the contribution. Thank you so much. Okay, indeed, it's all right. For the Dow Jones to hit 4,400, the Dow Jones has to hit 37,400. Yes. So my friends, the Dow Jones today is only 31,600. So we are about 6,000 points away from the target the analysts are calling. So guys, you should be buying, buy Tesla, buy this, buy that, buy everything under the moon, okay? Because all of them are going to the moon anyway. So you get the point now? Okay, that is what the analysts are saying, okay? I'm not trying to be sarcastic here, but this is the number they gave to the mainstream media, and based on mathematics itself, right, that is the number. Now, you may ask, this 8.5 come from where? Very, very simple. Actually, I've been watching the S&P Dow Jones relationship for the last 10 over years, and I realized that there's a common ratio that they are using. Not exactly 8.5, but it's 8.4 plus, 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 plus. Since again, I'm going to give it to you, right? So of course, you want to do a backtrack, right? You can do a very simple backtrack. You take 3940, you take this number now, 3934, 3934 multiplied by 8.5. 3934 multiplied by 8.5, what number do you get? Okay, so today at least you learn something from here itself. Okay, the ratio that I say I'm using is 8.5. Okay, 8.5. All right, you can go and Google it yourself, right? You may not get the exact answer. Some will say 8, some will say 7, some will say 6, whatever itself. You guys do the numbers, guys. Come on. 3934 multiplied by 8.5. What number do you get? Anybody can help me on this? You know, morning MAO should be like that itself. Not only that you listen to me like a broken recorder, you should also basically try it out and get the understanding here. You know, it's not anybody would wake up at 8:30 a.m. in the morning to do all this for you. Right, so any answer from there? I realize that there's no answer, or is it my thing jam up? Okay, here we go. All right, thank you, Eileen, once again. 33,000, 33,439. Okay, so you see, Cal, you see, that means you are wrong. You see, the Dow Jones is only at 31,600. You're off. Now, don't forget itself, S&P 500 is a cohesive between the Dow Jones, the top 500 companies. And most of them is right. Sorry, most of them. 6 of them are done by the NASDAQ. All right, and 6 the big NASDAQ stock, right? The big techies, all right? The 6 big counters. So apparently it's right. They influence the S&P so much that it basically disconnect the common ratio. That is what I'm trying to explain to you why the numbers here itself. So of course, again, if you don't believe me, I will not want to debate with you. But end of the day, this is the point. So that's why the companies itself have really decost everything, disconnect the whole thing itself, and there will be a day the market will come back down again and you will see the relevance. Okay, so anyway, that is my personal take. I hope you learned something from here, and of course that means that the market is still not near anywhere it's going to the moon, right? From based on what I'm saying right now from all the boys analysts. Okay, so of course the analysts can give the target. You can see that most of them are looking at on the average is 4,000. Even 4,000 is 100 points away from today's price, right? About 150 points, so it's good to buy. It's good to buy. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that, right? Why I'm telling you guys there's still a lot of bullishness in the US market, especially on the boys. So of course, with the boys saying all this is all right, undeniable. We have something from Steve Henrich. Now I like Steve not because he's a bear. I like Steve because you don't get any analyst so direct. He doesn't sugarcoat things. He go for it. He don't care. Now his character itself, right, probably is a I don't care attitude. Now, if you want to know more about, if you want to know how he speaks and how he analyzes the market itself, right, the cheaper way is that you go to YouTube. You basically search for Steve Henrich, right? Then you can hear some of his past videos. All right. There is one video whereby there are 3 of them, where him, Dan, and the other guy, they do this threesome, very nice, what do you call, the trail, put this way, the trail. They basically created a talk show for 8 weeks, weekly, once a week, and they talk about the market. And of course, get a lot of fans, but also get a lot of haters because they were all calling for the market to come down. But again, we saw the market going all the way up, going against the whole entire direction. So again, all these people are actually on this CNBC, all are very, well-known so-called public people. So he's saying that, right, if let's say whatever this MS guy are saying is true, then the question is, why are we still at 0 rate for interest rate? Why are we still spending about $120 billion per month on QE infinity? And this is really true because the Federal Reserve are still pumping averagely about $80 billion to $100 billion every single month into the system. Now, when you keep on doing this, right, you just keep on blowing the bubble, and you basically tell people that don't worry, just do what you need to do now, and we try to make the economy balance. You see, the problem is now you can see anyone and everyone is not going to do any work anymore. Everybody is speculating in the stock market. Because there is so much money on the table, why do I need to work, right? So that is actually a very wrong thing to do. But instead of doing the right thing, you can see the central banks around the whole world, everyone except Singapore probably, is telling you that don't worry, we are here to protect you and ensure things will be fine. because it's all about money. So you can look at this one now. This is really crazy. This is Argentina. Now, really, Argentina, the amount of money they put into the financial system is really crazy, right? If you compare it to USA and Euro, wow, the amount of money that Argentina pump into their own system is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay, this is what's happening. So that's why I caught this idea of the show must go on, because regardless of whatever happened, the stock market must be safe first, because that's where all the big boys' money are there. Okay, all their fortune are all there. So obviously, when even the pandemic comes, as long as we pump enough money into the system, as long as we do that, the market will still be going up and everybody is safe. So that's the point. So this guy, I like this one because Fed knows it's not true, but again, who cares? All right. So guys, that's why I want to inform you guys that is the reason why the stock market is running up with no reason. It doesn't care anymore. But that is why, again, you may want to reconsider. So that's why when Jim Cramer came in and turning cautious to the wind, right, I get very shocked, because all along to me, you cannot deny this. When you're on the you're so popular in USA, all right, so popular, and you're calling for market analysis, it's very easy to be influenced or asked to influence. Put it this way. So if let's say now what happened in this, if someone wants a certain counter to be moving in a certain direction itself, right? Obviously it's much easier to get someone more influential to do that. So I'm not saying anything else. I'm just saying that, right? Okay, we are sorry, I'm just reading some of the quotes from the comments from the group chat. I'm laughing away. All right, come to that later. All right, so the thing is this, for Jim Cramer itself, right? Okay, he's definitely a public audience. People really look up to him. He has quite a few fans. So today, apparently on 10th of February, apology, he says that, right, that recently market froth. Now, market froth is that the beer froth, when the beer froth, okay? So he said that the SPAC surge is ridiculous, the cannabis or the marijuana stock is crazy, and all the short squeeze on stock that's basically a short, because they are short, they short squeeze them, and they're not all caught at high. All these are crazy bubbles, okay? And definitely itself, right? This is something that I like. Now, throughout the whole thingy, I like this particular statement. Bottom line, stocks are pieces of paper, and Wall Street will keep printing until the buyers run out of firepower. Now, this is a very important statement, which later on during my Super Tuesday, I'll talk about this. Right, it's about demand and supply and why the stock market is still ever going higher and higher and higher. All right, so his statement was pretty clear. No one ever got hurt taking a profit. That is true. But of course, it's the fear of missing out, right? FOMO. If you basically take profit right now, then what happened later on, the price goes higher, right? That we just saw, right? The Dow can go to 37,000. So again, this has been a very interesting notation from him. But when you go deeper, okay. Jim Cramer says that, right, people are getting too greedy, repeating the often used phrase that bullish and bearish investors make money while the hawks get slaughtered. I mean, sorry, I have Islamic friends here itself. I want to move away from that particular P word. But of course, picture I can't change. So anyway, this is what it's told. Bulls make money, bears make money, hawks get slaughtered. Okay, so he's saying that, right, in a frothy market right now, where the enormous rally usually and totally disconnect from the underlying fundamental, you will have to move on, because end of the day is this: while you pour yourself a beer, the froth doesn't last. Indeed, the froth doesn't really last. So he's just repeating himself over here and say that, right, do take notice of all this engineered movement. This is a very good one, engineered movement. And of course, this is really a high market valuation, which is above market valuation. So he's just saying that, right, don't need to sell everything, consider to exercise some discipline. And I've been saying this for a few times. So basically, maybe my word is not there because I'm not CNBC. I don't be there anyway, in my opinion. So guys, maybe this guy, although he's a very interesting person, you may want to reconsider this. Now, booking some profit. I'm not asking to take all profit, just book some, okay? There's nothing wrong about that. Can we still buy? Of course, if the rules are called for buy, just buy. Just like yesterday, we buy the Dow Jones, right? As long as it's about OP, just buy. But since you know the KSI is green in color, the KSI was red in color, KTR +1, just book your profit and get out, okay? Isn't that simple enough for you? Yes, indeed. So that is what I'm trying to explain to you using Jim Cramer warning, okay? All right, guys, if you are still around yourself, that's key number one right now. so that I can see you guys are still available. Okay, meanwhile, let me read through the jokes here. Argentina so messy. That's a good one, Gerald. Yeah, Messi. Yeah, M-E-S-S-I. Yeah, Lionel Messi. All right. Indeed, that's Argentina. Now then, is having a big inflation problem there. Very big, and food is a big problem there in Argentina now. Oh my God. Yu Ming, all right, Singapore so special. We're increasing ERP rate. Come on, the way they put it is $0 to $1. Come on, it's still $1, okay? Just that the way I read it was like up by $1. I thought that, wow, last time $3 up to $4. No lah, it's from $0 to $1. So, yeah lah, the government gave you so much money already. It's time to help back, correct or not? So that's why I don't drive. Indeed, Colin, there's a lot of inflation going around the whole world. It's a lot of inflation, and sooner or later, it's going to come to Singapore. I don't know. The thing is this, when I was talking about the one-time $5 itself, right, some people were just laughing over it and say, Kel, you're being ridiculous here. Now, I'm always really way ahead of time. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not that type of market timer that can tell you, okay, tomorrow market will crash and bang, the market come down. I can't do that. Because for me, it's all right. I probably read a lot. And this is whereby I devise and feel the market from my perspective. So of course, I will give you a head notice. I mean, end of the day is that it's pointless to tell someone after it happened, right? So you will tell people before it happened. But the problem is this: no one likes a doomsday person. Everybody like positive. Everybody want to be in the buy side. So I'm always a buy. I'm always believer in buy since 2018. But the problem is when you go too ridiculous, you warn people don't like it. So of course now the thing is this. Well, now I'm basically telling people that go slow, like on Tesla, go slow on buying the Dow. Don't go too big at this moment now. People don't like it. And people say that, why am I being bearish? I'm saying that I'm being bearish for a long time because of the macro economy is bad, but we stay bullish based on what's happening right now. So people say I contradict. It's not contradicting, okay? It's just being wise. So only a wise, savvy investor, trader will know what to do. But of course, end of the day is that it always gets misunderstood. So I will not want to go into that again. So my point is this. All right, I would like you to take a look at this particular clip here. So this is a 25-year security guard who was so enthusiastic about the GameStop. And he took 20,000 personal loan. I don't know where it came from. He better don't loan from Ahong, okay? So he went to buy shares. So now his investment is down by 80%. Okay, it's down by 80% indeed. Oh my God. Now look at it, guys. GameStop, okay, went to a high of $432. Now this is based on closing price. So if you talk about the high price, it's much higher. It's at 400. Okay. So now look at it, right? Look at it. Just only a month ago. Today is just 16th of February. This is like what happened on 27th January. So it's just about what, 20 days ago? 20 days ago, when people asking me, Kel, can we buy GameStop? I say no. But no one really believe in that. You know, people say that, Kel, you're not following the market. This is a new short squeeze. It's different from last time. You know, seriously, I think on MAO, I said that, correct or not? So if I said that before, Kel said that. Can you key that? Or can you remember that? If you remember that, okay? If you remember that, please key out right now. That you remember that I said that to you. I tell you about that, okay? So please key that so that we can actually validate this. Well, now I quickly zoom to Hong Kong right now. What's Hong Kong going to start soon? Okay, let me bring up the chart right now. Hong Kong. Here we go. Okay, Hong Kong likely later on will be touching the 30,251 level, in my opinion, because it's still roaring up. Okay, Dow Jones now is at 31,682, new all-time high again. So again and again, I keep on reporting you guys as well, right? As long as the market is fueled with all this buying and there's no concern for, this big picture, seriously, no one really bothers. So I repeat myself, the Hang Seng should be hitting 30,251 later. All right, I strongly believe that easily. Okay, that should be an easy mode. 30,251. Okay, it should be hitting there rather easily. Okay, rather easily. All right, let's go down to the market right now. Hang Seng is going to open pretty soon. Okay, Hang Seng, here we go. Okay, stand by, Hang Seng traders. Okay, another few more moments, about 20 more seconds. Hang Seng will open. Okay, all right. NASDAQ is also at all-time high level, 13,888. Wow, all the fa. Okay, guys, stand by. Hang Seng is going to open soon in another 10 more seconds. All right. Once Hang Seng open, I'll give my my take on Hang Seng. Traders, please on standby right now. Here we go. Hang Seng has just began. Wow, Hang Seng gap up by so much. All right, at 30,500 and 500, 30,500, Hang Seng gap up quite a fair bit. All right, big jump. Okay, so guys who are long in Hang Seng, basically it's right. As long Hang Seng stays above OP, it'll be above pivot 1, so it'll be a buy in this case itself, right? That's why you can see the Dow Jones buying in anticipation of the Hang Seng movement. So Hang Seng now has gapped up quite a fair bit. So now I'm going to give you my personal take is this. Okay, Hang Seng now has opened, and Hang Seng opening price now is here at 30,595. Okay. So if Hang Seng basically goes below OP, then of course there will be profit taking because there's a big gap right now. But the thing is this, if the Hang Seng stable 4P, Hang Seng should be going higher. Okay, so traders, please make sure that you know what you're doing. But if Hang Seng really comes down and you want to go for the gap covering itself, right, then of course the Hang Seng has to go below 30,232. All right, that will be the point. The Hang Seng has to come down all the way to 30,232. Then Hang Seng can have the power to bring it down. But at the moment now, you can see the KSI is green in color and is still uptrend at the moment right now. Seriously, for Hang Seng to come down, right, it take more than that. Okay, so traders, I hope you guys got the idea now for Hang Seng. Okay, pretty cool, right? Okay, yeah. Okay, so guys, I hope you got your take right here. Okay, let's continue on the market. Live sharing. Okay, let's continue. Technical problem right now. Let me just get it up. Technical problems resolved. Maybe too much light. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Okay. Okay. Continue. Okay, so if I did this, seriously, I mean, doing all the money, but if you borrow from people, then it's not very correct, right? So that